Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy. I am a beta tester for the iFly Home Cockpit Builders Edition, and today I'm going to give you a few videos of what the software is, what it does, how it works, and how you can apply it to your own home cockpit project if no matter how big or small you decide to make it. Now, as you see in front, and if you've seen some of my pictures on the forum, I have a captain's side only of the 737NG, and it's not quite finished yet. I've still got quite a lot of work to do. I still don't have an overhead panel, so I won't be able to show you that. But what I can show you is how this whole MIP integrates with the iFly software, and what exactly the Home Cockpit Builders Edition gives me as far as my displays and all that. So, quick overview real quick. Right here, I don't know if you can see it very well, it's a little dark in my house. This machine right here that the VR Insight CDU is sitting on is my main flight simulator machine. It is powered by an i7, I believe it's an 860 processor overclocked at about 4 gigahertz stable, running a GeForce, I believe it's 560 Ti, and Matrix triple head to go, which is giving me my 3 screens right there. And also on the second port of the video monitor, I do have my VR Insight CDU, which I hope to replace eventually with an in-gravity CDU, but this one works for now. Over here off to the left side of the MIP, I have just a standard machine that's powered by an AMD Phenom X64-2, something like that. I think it's 2.5 gigahertz or something like that. And it's got a HT4870 from ATI, which is powering these two displays here. And you'll have to forgive me because my upper ECAS display is actually that monitor that's sitting over in that box right there. But on a project that I was doing, I ended up shorting it. So I have my lower ECAS monitor in as a standby, so I will unfortunately not be able to show you my standby gauges, which would normally go in this area over here. But I can still give you a pretty good idea what this software does. Now, as you can see, that computer running these monitors right here, not the FSX machine. And that is the whole point of this software. The whole point of this software is to give you the gauges up front on any machine on your network that is not your FSX machine. This is only if you are trying to run an entire home cockpit with different computers and not just your FSX machine. Over to my right side, I have my, for a lack of better word, my junker computer, which I use to run my utilities such as, well, as you can see, Flight Sim Commander, Active Sky, Topcat, all that good stuff. That computer also runs my servos for my flaps and yaw damper gauge, which my yaw damper gauge is not in at the moment. I had to take it out for some repairs. Anyway, this machine also, by the way, also powers every switch and light on my MIP, except for the EFIS and the MCP, which is run by my FSX machine. So, let's give you a quick idea of what we gotta do here. Currently sitting on the deck at Las Vegas, my home airport. Sorry, it's a little slow. I do apologize. And we're going to go into the aircraft tabs and select my Southwest 737-700 from iFly. Now, please keep in mind that this is still the beta version of the software, so I'm actually running the standard iFly with the beta version of the server and the client. So this is not going to be representative of how this software is actually going to be displayed to the end user. I don't know how much different it's going to be. I haven't seen much details on that, but I can tell you that it's going to run exactly the same. as this just be a little bit different because it's going to be all one complete package. So here we are. I am, as you can see, in a cold and dark state, how I always like to start. We're going to come down here to our displays machine, and we are going to run this little item right here, FTD client. Now I have not started the server yet, so this is what you will see. And when you first start to configure your panels, you will see this screen with the yellow borders, which is representing the edge of the gauge and what exactly the gauge is. As you can see, I've got my Captain PFD, Captain ND, and the upper display unit. And since I am on auto connect, it is telling me that it cannot connect to the server because I actually have not started it yet. So let's go ahead and close this again so that you can see the auto connect feature. Go ahead and go back to my iFly here, and we're going to start the FTD server. Now, the FTD server, plain and simple, little box. It's got your local network IP. This is, of course, is not my actual IP. This is just my in-network IP and port. And you can select this little option that says auto run at startup. If you don't select that option, you basically have to click the run button right there every time that you want to fire up the server. And of course, you have a little message box right here to the left, which tells you if there's any issues or anything like that. Basically, you'll always see pretty much server has been connected okay. And of course, an exit button when you want to start, but we don't want to exit. So let's go back to here. And now we will go back down to our displays machine and once again start the client. And now you see the borders have gone and we are now at blank screens, representing exactly what you are seeing on FSX. Blank screens because I haven't started the DUs, and my DUs are on realistic, so if I go to hit the battery, which I will bring up the overhead panel now, kind of zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Hit the battery switch, turn the buses on, get all that out of the way. Now, of course, again, I'm on realistic startup, so it's going to take a couple minutes, but this is a good way to show you how well this software works in integrating whatever happens on FSX you are going to see on your MIP. So you basically don't even need a virtual cockpit, which is very nice. And I actually don't even fly in virtual cockpit. I fly in window mode with no panels up whatsoever, just to give me my outside cockpit view. And all my displays and switches and everything are run from here, and hopefully be able to go over that a little bit with you later. I'm still waiting for this to pop up. I really should have changed this to not realistic when I did this, so I could make this video a little bit shorter. But once again, it's a real good way to give you an idea of what exactly is actually happening. And there we go. So the captain side DUs have started on FSX, and they are started on my MIP, representing exactly what is showing on FSX is showing here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video for a moment and pick up after I have set up the cockpit to show you more of what exactly is happening. But before I do that, here, let me give you a little zoom in to show you how crisp these gauges are. Nothing blurry about these gauges whatsoever. The text is extremely easy to read, and it really doesn't even matter whatever the size of the gauge is that you have to make it. These are, I believe, 700 by 700 pixels, so they're quite large in comparison to what some might be. But as you can see, very crisp, very clear, and I think you'll be even more impressed by the performance. So let me go ahead and start this simulator up, get it running, and you can see some more.